Yo, it's your boy Logos. And tell when we at to Mo1stCritikal talk about I just won the cupcake 445 or whatever his name was. It might have been FistBump, bro. FistBump 445. Or maybe it was Notorious PIG 445. Or maybe I knew she was 14, 13 years old, but I still want to send her a picture of my shit 445. I can't get his name straight. All I can figure out is that it seems he's trying to make another comeback, and I don't understand why. You literally was caught on camera trying to solicit a underage girl, and you're still trying to do this BS like you were set up. This is no Matrix. This is no blue pill. You are just full of shit. Whatever your name is. I'm gonna go with FistBump Pro 445.
I have sworn multiple times that I would stop talking about EDP 445. But
Oh,
just like
that's his
most
name.
people's New Year's resolutions about going to the gym, I'm going to have to break it. Every few months for the last couple of years, like clockwork, he will try and come back to the internet after his historic fall from grace after being caught in the now infamous cupcake sting operation that outed him as a predator. He'll come back.
Hey, if you want me to react to that whole live stream, let me know in the comments below, because I don't mind laughing again at it.
With an almost cartoonish development. He has been on this non-stop wild and wacky roller coaster of crazy goofy shit that he tries. He's this gift that just keeps on giving with the amount of unbelievable
Yeah, the gift that keeps on giving, like heart disease and high blood pressure.
shit he tries. Like an everlasting gobstopper of goofs. I've compared him to the box ghost from Danny Phantom, and I think that is just the most apt comparison. He's just this silly villain.
I fucking love that show. Danny Phantom, he does remind me of that too, now that he says that. But that theme song for Danny Phantom was S tier. S tier.
That keeps popping up every now and then just for people to laugh him off the face of the internet, but he'll always come back as a cameo in later episodes. And that's why we're talking about him again today, because it's that time of the year where EDP tries to make a claim that he's innocent. And this time, he's saying, actually, it was all acting. He was only
What?
pretending to be a pedophile. He was method acting as
Oh
a child
my
molester,
goodness.
as part of
This is
a movie
this can't
production.
be-
I know that sounds unbelievable. That sounds like I just made that shit up in a game of Mad Libs, but I'm
This is-
being serious. That is
this
the
is
angle
bullshit.
he's trying. He posted an entire breakdown of his defense that this
Oh
was
my
all
gosh.
a setup, that it was supposed to just be improv acting, but they
How much were you think EDP? Oh, I forgot that's his name. I'll just call him by that instead of FistBump. No, I'll just call him FistBump. How much were you think FistBump put into having all this BS set up to try to put this out as evidence? He could have just kept going with his life the best he could after doing something so fucked up and heinous. But instead, he'll put his little bit of energy he can spare into this. Come on, man. This is ridiculous.
published it as a real thing and it cost him his whole career. Now, before diving into the fanfic that EDP tries to craft here like he's working on a fucking Tumblr blog, I do want to make it clear that even though the Cupcake Doomsday sting operation was the apocalypse that brought down the world of EDP, it's far from the only instance of him talking inappropriately and sexually with minors. This was just the only one where they actually caught him in video. You know, this was no longer just blurry photos of Sasquatch or rumors. They finally had him on video flirting with and then even going to a physical location to meet someone he believed to be a child. This followed sexually charged conversations as well as inappropriate pictures, including a picture of his poopy in a toilet, an actual shit pic. I make sure to mention that anytime EDP's name comes up because god damn it, that shit is crazy. And following all that, he went to the physical location to meet someone he believed to be a kid, and said the reason he was there was actually because his belly was empty. His tummy was growling for a cupcake.
You really think Mr. FistBump ever let his stomach be empty? Come on, bro. Come on, if you were on the cupcake, you're not going over to some random underage girl house for just one cupcake. You taking this big ass over to Publix or whatever local bakery that he has, whatever in is close to him, maybe Walmart, and going to the bakery and getting a pack of cupcakes. He's not just getting one, he getting multiple cupcakes because not one just gonna satisfy him. So that lie right there was flat out bullshit. I just came over for a cupcake. Like really, of all the things you could say, you say that, and you know that you were doing this stuff and you're wrong doing this stuff, and you kept doing it, and you still went to go see her, and then you still gonna pull that light out your light out of your ass, talking about you want a cupcake. Come on, bro. You should have fist bumped your fucking forehead or your temple to knock some sense in yourself. Something's wrong with you. You need therapy. You don't need to get your YouTube channel back. You don't need your fan base back. You need therapy. And I'm not saying that because I have some type of softness towards pedophiles, because I can't you can't trust a pedophile. Come on, man. I'm not gonna put a child's innocence on the line to trust this nigga and not doing some shit like that again. But what I am saying is he is free, unfortunately. So the best thing he could do for himself is get therapy so he don't do no stupid shit like this again. That will lock his ass up. But he ain't locked up, so what can we do?
Which is why it's became known as the cupcake incident. But this is just focusing on that video and not any of the other numerous claims and evidence about the way he talked to children and all of that. So let's take it from the top here in the timeline of events. He lays out all the lore, and it dates all the way back to 2019. So he's laying out the goddamn Silmarillion here, preceding the Lord of the Rings events that take place later on. So in 2019, he flew out to Philadelphia for the World.
If only the Rings of Power could have been based on the Silmarillion, and they would have cared enough to focus on the source material instead of pushing some diversity bullshit. But let me not get into that. That's a different video.
Premiere of Maybe Next Year, which he was featured in. I suppose this was his acting debut, and that's crucial knowledge here because fast forward to 2021, he received an email from Chet Goldstein, who was the person conducting the investigation on EDP at the time, and he's claiming that in 2021, Chet Goldstein reached out to him, letting him know how impressed he was with EDP's performance in that documentary.
Okay,
saying
really?
that he was impressed with his work from Maybe Next Year and wanted to give him a shot for a different part in a film that Chet Goldstein was working on at the time. So he drops a receipt here of an email that basically just echoes that, saying, hey, you know, your work was fucking amazing. Can't believe you didn't win an Oscar. Would love to have you as part of this next production if you're willing to try out for it. Get back to me. EDP responds, ecstatic.
You're a fucking Oscar. This sick fuck. This sick fuck needs to act in jail.
To take this role, this was really going.
He could be in a music video next to R. Kelly.
Going to blow up his acting career. He confirms an address with him that it's a Rite Aid location they're meeting at. Chet Goldstein says that, their cameraman will meet them at the Rite Aid parking lot. And it's going to be a random scene that they're going to act out for 30 to 40 minutes to see if he's fit for filming. He says, the scene we may ask you to act out may seem a bit odd, and I may crack some jokes and be rude in certain parts of the shoot that may seem offensive to you, but keep in mind, we have a protocol of situations we may throw at you to see how you respond and act in helping us determine if you're fit for the part. If selected for the part for the film we're shooting in Bakersville in October, we'll reach out in 7 to 14 business days from our meeting. Please message me back to confirm this date. So this is his bombshell, shocking revelation plot twist moment where you see Chet Goldstein actually was just wanting me to act, improv to make sure I was, up to snuff here with the role that I'd be required to play for his production. I was under the impression this was all part of the acting, which even upon hearing this excuse is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard. No, You remember that incident from 2 years ago. Keep in mind, he's just now posting this 2 years later. I'm guessing this idea came to him in a dream recently to try this garbage. But, why wait 2 years if this is all legitimate? But regardless.
Thank you.
All of that pedophile shit, no, that's just because I was a very good actor. I actually fooled all of you. It was acting.
He was preparing for the future role with his future foresight by doing the stuff leading up to it. Even before getting caught with the cupcake, the fist bumps, or attempted fist bumps, all the other events, or, inclinations where we believed that he was doing similar stuff, that was just preparation. He was just getting ready for his big, major role. And it turns out he was in a major film, but not for the role that he thought it was.
But I'm really upset because, I was misled. I was instructed to improv. I had no idea this was going to be the result. But I know what you're thinking, Charles. He posted receipts. He posted emails right there. There's proof. There's evidence to support these outrageous claims. Sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction. And to that I say, I do not like those green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. These are fucking poorly photoshopped emails that he posts. He couldn't even Photoshop or crop it correctly. Look at Chet Goldstein's name. You can still see some of like the black flakes at the top where Chet Goldstein was pasted on top of whatever this email originally was. And none of it's even centered in the first place. It doesn't even convincingly look like real emails. It is...
The little C icon, maybe I'm just looking too deeply, or maybe I'm just wrong, but I don't know, the C doesn't look centered or big enough as it's supposed to look. And it definitely doesn't look as clear enough as it's supposed to either.
Awful. It is terribly done. And to go even a step further, I can literally hear EDP's voice in the Chet Goldstein text here. He caps locked respond and act, as if that's supposed to drive the point home like, no, look, it's real. This is super real because respond and act. Act. That's a key word. I'm going to have to capitalize that one so that way people know that this is key. It's
such bullshit. Oh, man. It took me off guard. Like, really? He's so desperate. He don't even have the ability to calm himself down and be subtle about the bullshit he's trying to pull off. He really gonna try to direct people to focus on this to try to believe him. And it's so blatantly obvious.
Blatantly fake. These aren't real emails. But you know what? I'm always willing to play ball and suspend disbelief. Let's assume that this is real somehow. And the odds of this being even remotely real are beyond minuscule, incalculably low odds, but let's assume they are. It still doesn't explain away all of his other repeated behavior with the way he talks to minors or anything like that.
Exactly.
And it doesn't even explain away the video itself. There's nothing in there that even like gets corroborated with these emails he releases.
Exactly.
Nothing checks out, even still, with the video itself and the claims he's making. He did an interview with like an AI, I guess. I don't really know, but he's doing this interview with like some kind of AI interviewer using some kind of like fucking voice modulator. And the way he explains it is even more silly.
He had his business card attached to the email.
What?
Okay, and that was shortly after the movie, maybe next year or so. You put kind of two and two together and everything aligned to this actually being an opportunity for you.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so Chet emails you and tells you to meet him at the apartment complex? I'm sorry, maybe I'm not understanding.
Well, again, you know, the original meetup spot was at the Rite Aid.
In what fucking solar system would someone be so stupid as to get a random email from someone claiming to be a movie producer who just reached out to you with a cold call saying, hey, your fucking performance in this documentary was superb, spectacular stuff. Come meet me at a Rite Aid where I'm going to have you play a child predator. Would you think that that's a good opportunity? So let's assume he didn't know he was going to...
That's a good point, too, because he had a lot of subscribers, I think. I never watched him, but Ram did. So he told me about him when this stuff first happened. He let me know about him, too, because I had no background. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago. Around the same time when all this stuff happened with him. But I'm pretty sure with his notoriety, he has somebody handling his emails to do public events and such and so forth. So I don't understand now why he will personally get tricked by Chet Goldstein into this movie opportunity. He played as a pedo. Really? If you have so much money and notoriety, why would you take that opportunity out of all of them? You could have got any other shittier film that doesn't have you playing such a shitty ass character if that's what you claim it really is. It doesn't make sense. Why would you want to do that?
To be acting as a pedophile. The second that they start spitballing this improv at him, like, okay, so all of these chat logs with this child, you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile. Why would he play along with it? What opportunity did you think this was? How would portraying a child molester be like this golden goose for you.
Thank
you are
you.
already a successful YouTuber with millions of subscribers, but
Exactly.
this was your ticket to the big time.
Thank you.
This role you thought you were playing, like the.
He could have made a short film himself and it would have got much more views and he would have not had to be a pedophile to do it. It makes no sense.
The role of method acting a fucking pedophile? That makes no sense. That is inexplicably ridiculous.
You know what I mean? And then the camera guy, Javier, he actually walked me over to the apartment complex. So in the fucking email, it was just, boom, right here at the Rite Aid. And then camera guy is the one who walked me over to the apartment complex. This is the first time I ever seen this fucking apartment complex. You know what I mean?
This does
Well, that's supposed to
absolutely
prove-
nothing to help proclaim his innocence here. If it was at the Rite Aid or the apartment complex, it doesn't fucking change anything. The clips he's showing, the Rite Aid only comes in the frame when EDP is leaving after they're
Yeah,
talking about calling the cops and
exactly.
everything. That is when he is
Exactly.
actually like making his grand getaway from this situation. He's
Yeah, running a speedy 2 miles per hour. He is fucking hauling ass across the sidewalk to get away from them at a speedy Tyreek Hill level 2 miles per hour.
starts by going up to the apartment complex and then leaves going out by the Rite Aid.
Do you have any indication on what you're walking into, what type of scene you're going to be acting out?
He didn't tell me shit, basically. You know what I mean? He basically just said,
If you're method acting, wouldn't you expect to be playing the creepy ass role that you signed up for? Why would you be surprised at the fact that you show up there and you didn't know what part you're supposed to play? What have you been method acting for, as your new excuse says?
Hey, we got some chat logs here. We're going to improv this bitch. Go along.
Bro.
With it. I'm just like, all right, cool. So
Are you serious? We have chat logs of you being a pedo and you sending pictures of your feces and maybe your penis. I don't know if that was actually what he did or not. It's been a while since I seen it. But either way, we're gonna go over your chat logs and we want you to ad-lib it and act it. Like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Is he trolling us right now? You can't expect us to be this stupid. You can't be this stupid to think this actually work. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Stop it. Just stop it. This is disgusting. This isn't disgusting. This is annoying. Just irritating. 'Cause this is ridiculous.
and then again, you know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck was I supposed to know this was a goddamn, how the fuck was I supposed to know that this was a goddamn setup? Like, it's like,
Oh my gosh.
You have fucking business cards, you have the official wavelength bullshit, you know what I mean?
Oh my
Motherfuckers is
God.
emailing you and shit. It's like, anybody in their right fucking mind would have thought that this was legit.
I speak for every single living, breathing human being on this planet in saying that nobody in their right mind would have thought this is legit.
I've gotten spam emails that look more legit than the shit he got. Come on, man. This is stupid.
At all. I will suspend this.
A Nigerian press email will be more convincing than the shit that he says was sent to him to act out this role. Like, come on, man. This is ridiculous.
Belief yet again here to just toy around with this idea. Why the fuck would you even improv this kind of scene? Did you want the role of a pedophile? Did you want that to be your acting legacy? The follow-up to your magnum opus performance in maybe next year you wanted to be the child predator? What sense does that fucking make? This is the dumbest defense ever.
Ever.
And he doesn't even do anything to like somehow explain away everything he says and does in the video itself. No.
He doesn't explain the girl. Like, where did they say this is the girl you contact to method act, quote unquote, with? Explain that. Explain that shit to me, because that made no sense. You need to either show proof of the emails where they said message this girl on whatever platform and talk to her, and slowly work your way and method act with her of being a pedo. Either that, or you decide to randomly method act being a pedo with the underage girl. Well, someone who you thought was an underage girl that you chose at random. Like, either way, it doesn't make sense. Either you're saying that this was all set up and you somehow got contact with this girl through them, you need to show proof of that, or you chose to prey on a person that you thought was a minor to method at risk and you still a creep. Either way, it's an L.
None of this explains any of it. And this fucking email screenshots are fake emails to begin with. The whole thing is so stupid. But it is laughable that he is actually trying this with a straight face. Obviously, this is yet again another desperate attempt to prove that he's never been a child predator, even though there is overwhelming amounts of evidence, even outside of this big video that came from it. There is still so much evidence against him. And really the only reason he never faced jail time is because the investigation was done by YouTubers and not done in collaboration with law enforcement. So he was able to squeak away based on that, which is something that has happened a lot, unfortunately. So
damn,
it's crazy he's not even in jail, honestly. And he still keeps trying to come back to the internet. Even after all of this time and all of this shit, he still keeps doing ridiculously goofy shit like what you just saw there, with trying to say he's not a pedophile, he was only acting.
He's an actor.
Wild stuff. I just wanted to give a little update here.
Why hasn't Daniel Day-Lewis or Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or I'm gonna say Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan or anybody else like done what he's done to get where they are? Because it's not necessary and it's fucked up and it's evil and it's sick. Like this is so stupid and ridiculous. You can only laugh at it and laugh at him because he really think this stuff was believable and he put his energy into doing this nonsense instead of trying to actually fix himself. He's a joke. This is a joke. But as much as I love talking about history, politics, culture, and relevant stuff that is pertinent to our culture and the future, laughing at idiots like EDP or FistBump445 is worth doing every now and then. It's your boy Logos, and I'll talk to y'all next time.